Hello and welcome back to No Bubble Podcast, episode
77.
73.
73.
77 is the one we said we're through.
That's the one recorded in the past or future. I don't know.
Oh, is that your Daniel Craig Detective Benoit Blanc voice?
I was going to say Boyle. Yes.
I suspect foul play is involved. If you haven't guessed already, we've got a review of Knives Out. That will be sort of the main topic, and we got
the knives out. And the knives are coming out, people.
The knives are coming out, but we've got some bits and pieces that we're going to talk about in between then. But just thank you to the new subscribers.
Yes, thank you.
We did lose one last night because someone must have had to pop their head round the corner and then not liked it. But
they must have realised it was the wrong. Oh wait, we want pasty chicken. Oh, okay, wrong channel.
Because we were on 83 and then went up.
All of a sudden, by 3, yeah, like you say.
Yeah, and then we had 87, but now on 86, we're 14 away from what we want by the end of the year. Because I think we finished, if I'm not mistaken, 2018. 26, I think, something like that.
We only had 26 subscribers. This time last year, we were in the 20s.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
That's an insane sort of like.
What the hell's happened?
Especially when Tom spoke about how his trajectory.
Really, I'm surprised with that.
But we're gonna
nice.
kind of surprised that people like us.
Nice.
So am I, to be fair.
Nice.
But Connor, how's your week been? You've been at a bit of a
just topsy turvy. Yeah. Just chilled out week. Gigs about and just been out and travelling.
Enjoying yourself.
Very much
before the holiday season kicks in and everything just
literally. I think it was the wisest decision in a while to get the last 2 weeks off November off.
Yeah, just sort of compose yourself.
Exactly, before the shitstorm that is Christmas.
Christmas
all
in
for one day.
Retail.
All for one day.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Not a lot happening on Christmas this year. Were they?
It really isn't. Have you been playing music at your store yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it started like Monday, I think.
This week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But I try and zone it out because if anyone who knows me knows that I love Christmas. I love it. So we're going to have to delve into Christmas. Our Christmas this year is we're doing Doctor Who Christmas specials because we did Christmas films last year.
We've been discussing it off camera.
Yeah, we've come up with the unenviable task of trying to think of a Christmas-related project for every Christmas that we do this.
Yeah.
We're going to be stretching the bottom of the barrel very soon. We could do Mrs. Brown's Boys Christmas specials. We could
why not?
That could be one. There's like 15 of them.
Yeah. Gavin and Stacey, because that's relevant. That's coming back.
Yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah, well, yeah. They released the trailer for that, or sneak peek, which I think was very clever marketing. On iPlayer, they've got all 3 seasons of Gavin and Stacey.
Okay.
And at the end of the last episode of Series 3, after the credits, then it says Christmas special sneak peek.
Oh,
and it
cool.
was like 30 seconds of that. And that was, I think,
nice.
It's very clever when you think that everyone who's going to be sort of binging it to get ready for Christmas.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
So that's the sort of, I thought that's a really sort of clever move by the BBC to do that. And then everyone was losing their minds because, saw a bit of Britain.
I'm losing my mind now. I didn't even know it was a thing. That's sick.
But that's really clever. I'm looking forward to Gavin Stacey. We got a new Doctor Who trailer, which is not... Yeah. So there is no episodes left this decade of Doctor Who.
Wah, yeah.
We should do some of that. We'll probably have a brief chat about favourite Doctor Who episodes 2010 to 2019.
Yeah, what top
5? Give me 5 of your favourites.
Right this second. Right now.
Yeah, you can have a time to think about them if you want.
Just off the top of my head, oh God, when is it? 2010? So that was series 5 onwards. Series 5 onwards. 11th Hour. Just because,
yes,
not in any order. I'm just saying 11th Hour.
The best sort of post-regeneration story, I think.
By miles, absolutely leaps and bounds.
For me, that I like Spearhead as well. Like they're sort of like the two sort of above
iconic stories. Yeah. First Doctor story is always good, but then them two are just special.
Something like 11th Hour coming off the back of the Russell era when it was like everything was against it.
I'd say third one was Christmas Invasion. I did like that one. Christmas Invasion.
Yeah. Which is weird because the Doctor's hardly in it until sort of like the second half. Yeah. And then he doesn't stop talking.
He doesn't shut up. He's got verbalitis. Yeah. 11th Hour, then...
I like Victory of the Daleks.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's quite fun.
Yeah.
I think if we'd have stuck with them, Dalek designs would have been a lot
It would have been cooler, yeah. Actually giving them proper UK storylines. Yeah, that'd been cool.
Vincent and the Doctor.
Yeah, it kind of has to be done. I like The Lodger. I don't mind The Lodger.
Yeah, I don't mind The Lodger. It's not. It's better than Closing Time. When you look
I weren't
at those...
so keen on Closing Time. No, the logic was good.
Because I think Closing Time was just used as like we've got this gap before the finale. We don't really want
we need to come up with something.
Like we don't want to be introducing like new characters and new villains. So they use the side.
That'd be a really bad decision if they did. That'd be really bad if they did.
So it was sort of like a shorthand thing, which that's fair enough. I like Christmas Carol. I really do like.
Yeah.
That will come up when we talk about the Christmas specials. In the Christmas special.
Doctor's Wife.
Yes, gorgeous.
What a great one-off episode.
Best Neil Gaiman story he ever wrote, because the second one was Nightmare in Silver.
That's not
Girl Who Waited.
Yeah, that's an emotional one.
Say what you want about it, but I actually really love God Complex.
That's the hotel one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, God Complex.
I think that's quite clever. The first 20 minutes of Wedding the River Song.
Yeah, the rest of it I enjoy, but he then
gets a bit sort of like just
timey-wimey. Yeah.
We're doing them in order now, so I really like Dinosaurs on Spaceship. That's quite a fun one.
Out of that first five, yeah, I think.
Angels Take Manhattan is good, but you sort of, I think, lose a lot of it on rewatch. I feel like the main impact is the first time you see it.
Yeah, and
Power of Three, I think, is sort of not quite up to sort of where we want with the unit story. Town Called Mercy was quite good. The Silence of the Darks is not as bad as everyone thinks it is.
No. Angels Take Manhattan, though, I thought was brilliant. For the most part.
Especially the last, like, sort of 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, it was emotional. It was hard to deal with. Because that was as a Doctor Who fan that hadn't watched bits, I always had in my mind, what happened to Amy and Rory?
And then when you sort of...
when I found out, and I genuinely hadn't read spoilers, or I hadn't read anything... Yeah, it was a real hole in my heart, that one.
Amy and Rory were probably my favourite companions. Just because I think
I was going to say since Rose, but no.
Series 5 and on the most part Series 6, I think is just sort of like it's even the bad stuff is elevated by not just Matt Smith's quality, but also by
that trio.
Yeah, that is just the trinity for me of that and the Moffat era.
Yeah.
Apart from, I don't think we get close to that again until Bill and 12.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where else? We're on Series 7 now. So, Rings of Akaten's okay.
Yeah, but like you say, it's better first time round.
Yeah, definitely.
Special.
And then he goes, I came here once with my granddaughter, and then just runs off. Like I like stuff like that. Really just Cold War's a bit Hides.
No.
Journey to Centre of the TARDIS is a piece of shit.
God, no.
What else was that? Journey to Centre of the TARDIS. That was
Crimson Horror.
Crimson Horror. I love Crimson Horror.
That's the way he's red, isn't he?
Yeah, in Yorkshire. And then he wears a really good variation on the costumes, that's sort of like tweed, sort of like checkered three-piece thing. Yeah. With the bowler hat, and he just looks so at home.
I might have to give that one a rewatch, but yeah, I just remember him going red.
Name of the Doctor's okay. If it doesn't feel like
no, he don't feel like a finale.
And I think the biggest robbery for Matt Smith is that he only had like 4 or 5. No, he only had 5 like 2-parters in his whole tenure.
Oh god. Oh god, did he?
Yeah, he had
short.
Angels,
Angels, yeah.
Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone, Cold War, Hungry Earth, Cold Blood, Opens Big Bang, 2-parters, Begin Series 6, Impossible Astronaut, and Rebel Flesh and Almost People. And then he doesn't have another 2-parter.
Oh, Rebel Flesh, Almost People was disgusting.
So I actually quite enjoy it. Like, it's not great, but I like enjoying it on a rewatch when I binge it.
Yeah. But you wouldn't watch that if you had to watch episodes. You'd be like,
The Day of the Doctor is great and like sort of big bombastic sort of celebratory television. It's not really...
It feels like a new series special though. It doesn't feel like 50 years of the whole show.
I do get that.
It's a new series special.
It feels more akin to the Tennant specials than it does sort of like just an anniversary one, which is
everyone, which is unfortunate, but I mean,
I think that's just sort of based purely off timing that it's made.
Exactly.
Time of the Doctor's bad until the last like half hour.
Yeah.
Half hour, 20 minutes.
That was a bit enough.
When you just get Smith sort of thing, and then it sort of loosely ties up. Deep Breath, I actually enjoy. Yeah. That's a really good. I was talking about like 11th Hour and like New Doctor stories. I like the juxtaposition of how Capaldi's just nothing like you want him to be. I like that.
No, he is quite unpredictable.
When he's talking to the dinosaur, I think that sort of just proves that a big sexy woman.
Big sexy woman.
I will keep you safe. And then he sort of like, you get sort of the fury of it. And then when he sort of, the fact that because the thing that we've lost, I think, really, in new series regeneration stories is that it's all a bit samey. Like after they regenerate.
Oh, definitely, because it's just them kind of getting amnesia. They don't know how to be. Like you get the childish bantering and like.
I think with obviously we never saw Eccleston after regeneration, so we can't really do that.
We never saw him. No.
Tennant was very much like Davison, like passed out and then like back at the end.
Yeah.
And what I really like, especially with 11th Hour, is that he didn't have time to stop and heal. That he's just
he's having crashed, and that was it.
He's having to like carry it on, and
Adapt.
he's like, but he's still like, yep, not quite done yet. And whereas Capaldi's sort of like in and out of all of it, and sort of like, then like, who frowned? And then he just shouts at that old man, like, who frowned me this face?
And it was a bit weird.
It's so I can remember, so they can hold me to the mark, which is so shit in Series 9.
No, it's
Series
just
8's alright.
horrible.
I like Listen.
Mummy on the Orient Express.
Oh, that is the best.
That's the best episode of that series.
That's one of my favourite Capaldis.
Yeah, by miles.
Because you could plonk any doctor in that, and
Top
that's a
three.
doctor.
Top three? Maybe?
I think there's an argument for that. Yeah.
Top three?
I like how it's just sort of like, and they just, and the fact that I like that aspect of him and Clara's relationship, that they're sort of at odds with each other, but they still deep down really care about each other, but they're just sort of bickering constantly.
Caretaker, I respect. It don't feel like a Doctor Who episode.
It doesn't feel like a Capaldi episode. It feels like a Smith episode. Like Robots of Sherwood. Robots of Sherwood feels like a Matt Smith episode.
Yes.
Because it's too sort of big and silly and like...
bombastic.
Yeah, he's sort of...
Especially at the beginning...
This is my spoon.
And with Robert of Sherwood, that one being the beginning of the season as well, with him being like still adapting to the face and everything. He is very Smithy in it. Matt Smith in it.
Yeah, like it was written before he was done. So it was like with previous one in mind. Dark Water, Death in Heaven, I think's okay. It's not the worst use of the Cybermen, but I just feel like they haven't been threatening in a long time.
I felt like it was Heaven Sent Hell Bent. First part was good for what it was, and then the second part I kind of went, kind of tarnished it a little bit.
Love Heaven Sent. Last Christmas is
more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be, but it was still a bit weird.
It's not the worst Capaldi Christmas special. I think for the character assassination on the first Doctor, that goes to Twice Upon a Time.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yes.
And also,
unfortunately,
I do really enjoy the
which
Husband's River Song. I like that one.
Oh yeah, that was good for continuity reasons as well. I think that makes it good. Mm-hmm. And they kind of wrapped it in a bow.
Yeah. Series 9 is a clusterfuck, so let's try and get... I
can't even...
Magician's Apprentice is good, but then gets shit on, but because this season of two-parters was just weird. It was nice that they were done that way, like sometimes the first part was actually the second, and the second was actually with like Under the Lake Before the Flood. I really enjoy that story, but I just don't get back into it. Sleep No More I don't like. Faith, because that's very much standalone. That's found footage stuff's weird.
Face the
Raven's good, but gets... The thing is that Face the Raven and Heaven Sent, I love Heaven Sent. I like Face the Raven, but it gets shit on by Hellbent, so automatically you're just like, what was the point of that? The girl who died, the woman who lived, that happened. I feel like there should have been an episode. I feel like you should have put like Sleep No More between that, so then you would have had the time passing.
I guess, to affect it more.
I don't remember what else was in that season. I probably don't want
that
it.
That is possibly Magicians, the Zygons.
Zygon Invasion, Zygon Inversion. Apart from Capaldi's speech about you never know who's going to die.
Yeah, there isn't really anything.
And that whole lot was a good thing. It was just sort of like, we introduced these guys at the end of like 2013, like for the anniversary.
Yeah,
now we're going to do something with them.
Now we're relevant, yeah.
If they'd have seeded it through like Series 8 and other things, then maybe
it would have been a bit more of excited,
Husband's a River Song. Oh yeah, Heaven Sent. I love 100%, 10 out of 10. Best Capaldi performance because it's just him on his own.
Yeah.
Until like that last thing when he's in Gallifrey and then it's like, stop.
What's going on?
Cut to black.
Delete.
Hellbent, he is not the Doctor in that. He literally doesn't act like the Doctor. He's just get off his planet. No. Husband's River Song's fun, campy pantomime. I like that.
Yeah.
Return of Doctor Mysterio is so
meh. It don't feel like Doctor Who. It doesn't feel like Doctor Who.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's 3 years out of date. I feel like
it felt like I was watching an episode of The Boys.
It felt like to me that Stephen Moffat, when superheroes are in, is like, they were
back.
I feel like if he'd have done this, before Avengers.
Ever heard of the Avengers? Yeah.
Yeah, like before that, I think if he'd have done that, or like just in that sort of like early period of the MCU or something like that, I feel like it would have worked better. But I think by this point, it's just like,
No.
we've seen all these kind of things. This
Kind of
is sort of
tarnished.
a bit dry.
Yeah.
Pilot, really good sort of back to basics. New Who.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like, on the most part, I like Smile.
Yeah, I didn't mind Smile. It felt appropriate.
Thin Ice is good.
That's how you do an appropriate scoop. Like you say, Return of Doctor Mysterio is a bit 3 years too late. A Smile, I felt, alright, a year late, couple years late, maybe you can make
At most, with like the whole emoji
Yeah.
thing, but it was sort
But
of
I
like,
still
it felt
felt-
of the time.
like you say, more appropriate than Mysterio.
Thin Ice,
Yeah.
enjoyable on the most part. But I like most of Series 10.
I can't think of the order of the episodes.
Knock. That's good. The Monk trilogy shit. It really fucks that series up.
Yeah.
I like Eaters of Light.
I like the middle one. Yeah, the middle one.
Is that
In that three
Pyramid at the
parts.
End of the World?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I like that one. The
Because
best.
Oxygen's good because that's when he goes blind in Oxygen.
Yes.
Then it's the trilogy
Oxygen's
is
him in space. Yeah.
Extremis, Pyramid at the End of the World, and Lie of the Land. I think.
Yeah.
Is that's them three? If
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah,
tell
I
me.
think it is. Yeah.
Comment, audience.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that trilogy takes so much momentum out of
it.
that series.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it sort of struggles to get about Eaters of Light's good. I feel like there's another episode in there missing, but I can't find it.
Off the top of my head, no. I'll Google to the internet. I think you pretty much have nailed all the episodes. I think, like you say, there's one more.
The World Enough and Time and Doctor Falls I really like,
Yeah.
and that should have been the end of Capaldi,
Oh yeah, exactly.
because
Definitely.
Twice Upon a Time feels like a sort of dream sequence where he's just like, I'm dead, but then
Empress
this
of Mars,
Empress of Mars.
the Ice Warrior sequel. I enjoyed that one.
Mark Gatiss, yeah,
I enjoyed that one.
it's not the best Mark Gatiss script of all
No.
time, and I feel like it's
I'd say better than Cold War for me.
definitely 100% better than Cold War, yeah, and I like the Victorians stuck on Mars aspect of it. It's quite fun. He's very good at those kind of things when he puts his mind to it. I love World Enough and Time and Doctor Falls. The Master Missy thing.
Yeah.
I think Missy is the sort of biggest thing that will sort of make or break your opinion
Perception
of
the-
Capaldi era.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
It's
I
Marmite.
like Michelle Gomez. She's a fantastic actress. She's
Okay.
great in the part of Missy. But
No.
Missy is the master in name only. She doesn't. For me,
Doesn't
she
even
never
relate to the Master.
She never acts
No.
because, like, as much as all the Doctors are different, there is a through line that when you see it in each actor, you go, "That's the
guy.
Doctor.
Yeah,
that's the Doctor.
That's the guy that you've watched.
That's the Doctor.
That's
the
the
same character.
900-year-old alien.
That's the same
travelling.
character I've seen
Yeah.
since 1962. But with and I think they try so much with. If John Sim had been like not leaked,
Yeah, unannounced. Yeah.
I know they sort of
completely.
had to sort of announce it because it was getting leaked, but that I would have enjoyed that more. But like John Sim was great in it. It was nice to sort of free him of the Tennant aspect of it because he
Yeah.
was very much a mirror to Tennant.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
like.
I think that's the best reason what he came back. I think that's the most benefit he got from coming back.
Yeah, and it was nice because he felt very Delgado-y, sort of Ainley-ish, because he had like the
Even the
beard.
disguising
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
That was nice to see again. Yeah, we got to see different aspects instead of just like maniacal sort of.
Crazy
Yeah.
drumming master and
Yeah.
mental in the headmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They cured him. I like it's just like cured him with condition and then sent him on his way. But that whole thing of Missy turning good, for me wasn't.
The best angle.
Yeah, I like the vault. Like as soon as we had the vault thing, it was like, oh, we got a bit of an arc again. But then it was literally, I think it was episode 7. It was like, oh, Missy's in there. It was like,
Yeah, you got revealed way too early.
it was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, really? And then she died, and then like she knows about River, and then it's like, what?
What's going on? Yeah.
Because that was one of the nice things that you got the linchpin in the River relationship, even though I feel like that should have been in the Smith era because River was so linked to Matt Smith's Doctor.
Yeah, to Matt Smith, definitely. Yeah.
But did you know that when Moffat was taking over,
Right.
so you know in The Doctor's Daughter she dies.
Right.
She was brought and then at the end she
Jenny.
regenerates. Jenny, yeah.
Yes.
She was brought back on the request of Stephen Moffat because he was like, I want to do something with her, but I don't know what I'm going to do. And then obviously like never did.
No.
But the theory goes that then a lot of the stuff he wanted to do for her, he then reworked into River.
Right. Oh,
Just because I
so-
think because then the age thing between Jenny and Smith's doctor was sort of like not as believable.
Yeah,
of
exactly. Yeah.
Father and daughter as husband and wife sort of works for Kingston and Smith.
Yeah.
Which is interesting when you think about it. There's a lot of Doctor Who what if scenarios that I'd like to go through you, like at some point, because we got a lot of stuff on that.
I'm trying to like absorb all that in. I'm thinking of some what ifs right now, but I'm also thinking when you say like do elements. I'm not saying they would ever do a relationship between a Doctor and his own daughter, but when you think how far would they have gone with it?
Oh, with Moffat,
because aliens are aliens. Who knows what they get up to in the other sides of the sky?
Yeah. I think in terms of like his daughter, like meeting him in different orders,
in
and
different
sort of,
bits,
and like
they would have
her being. I think her being the assassin. I think was the thing they wanted to do with her, like her being raised to kill her dad.
Right?
Sort of thing.
Yeah. Because even with River, I felt that was a bit weird. But then with Jenny, I would have, I would have got that better
because she was genetically, she was.
She went off by herself.
She was created by a projection machine.
That would have been a better story and believable, as opposed to River.
But River was great when she wasn't overused.
Yeah,
a lot of the Moffat era. Like there's a whole video essay I want to do on each sort of era of the show. I mean, we can't.
And what we could have done to improve the show at that time, maybe
like some changes that we
like
think
some
would
what
work.
ifs.
Yeah. I really do want to do like a what if kind of thing. But Twice Upon a Time, shit,
disgusting.
It's for me, it's a better Christmas special because I hate that it always had to be in sort of. Russell and Stephen said this, but they never really sort of wrote it that way. It was like it just has to be a adventure that happens to take place on Christmas.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be. And this is Christmas, and we have to do like
out of all the specials, it felt the least Christmas.
And that was nice. And I love the moment of the Christmas Day armistice.
Yes,
like that was a beautiful done. It's like that's
a historic.
That's your Christmas link. That's what you need to do. That's very good.
Well done, BBC. Well done. Yeah.
The regeneration into Jodie, obviously, that's sort of the biggest point of it.
Definitely.
Even when the Doctor says like I don't know what to do when it's not an evil plan, like that sort of just sums up the sort of thinness of the plot. And it didn't really tie anything else up apart from be like, oh, and this is why he always meets up with the Brigadier, which sort of makes that mean less. Because when he runs into him in the invasion, and then runs into him later on, it's sort of then he becomes about, oh, I know him, and they sort of know each other, and then that's why they work together.
Because they've tried to like redo the ending to the first Doctor, yet it really doesn't gel. Like I say, it just makes David Bradley out to be a pervert and calling Bill sexist and like doing all that stuff. Which
because the first Doctor was always
grumpy.
As much as he was grumpy, he was still an advocate for everything he is now.
Yeah.
He might have expressed it differently because of the time that part of the show was made, but he never sort of was that sort of overtly thing. He was always a more fairer man, and that's I think what drew the female characters towards him, that he was that grandfatherly figure, but was also very sort of protective and like expected you to sort of like pull your own weight.
Oh no, if you didn't know that, if you watched David Bradley's performance, you would have thought, dodgy old man. You would have thought like,
you'd have thought like that, and then you watch them and you're like, these are two completely different Doctors.
Exactly, you think, ugh.
We can blame it on the regeneration amnesia. Fuck it. Everyone else is gonna.
Sod Paul again.
2018. So, Woman Who Fell to Earth.
Yeah, interesting. It just wasn't what we all wanted it to be.
I think Series 11 looks great.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I don't think there's enough substance to it.
He looks the best. Yeah.
I like sort of how she just carries on falling and then falls through the train in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah.
And then she's like, "What?" I was like,
"What's going on?" Oh.
And then the only thing is, half an hour ago, I was a white-haired Scotsman.
Yeah, I was a white-haired Scotsman. Yeah, that was
Lady,
nice.
am I? Does it suit me? And then they move. I like that. I like that we sort of don't have to draw on the fact that it's a woman now.
Yeah, like I've changed.
Oh,
I'm still not ginger, am I? You know that line.
Oh, still
I'm
not
ginger.
I sort of like. I would have loved that. Just like, I'm ginger, never been ginger, and you roast type. You go, oh, that's rude. Is that what man I am now? Rude, and not ginger. Shit, the Ghost Monument.
No.
It's a great idea.
The magic carpets.
It's a great idea, like the sort of the treasure hunt
Because
across
they
the
had to
stars
race.
thing.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
I sort of like when it was like we need to find the TARDIS. I thought that was going to be like the mini arc.
Exactly. If it lasted
like-
all season, yeah.
If it lasted all season, it'd been great because then it would have been like, yeah, we're chasing after the TARDIS. Oh no, still not here. But like, if they'd have like been a couple of episodes, but instead of the end of episode 2, I feel that would have been like
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I love Rosa.
Oh, that was the best of that series.
Yep, that's very well done. It's beautiful. Mallory Blackman and Chris Chibnall did a great job with that. But most of the props go to Mallory Blackman on that. The great performances.
Shame she ain't coming back for series 12.
I
As far as
know,
we
but
know.
hopefully it's Neil Gaiman and she just sort of pops in maybe for like a guest sort of spot
Bits.
here and there.
She might be writing the special, who knows? Well, after series 12, she might write the special or something like that.
It's weird what's going on with that. We'll have to get into that after this. You apparently in the UK, too much Trump satire doesn't really sort of. It's like,
Yeah, no.
it's like, guys, look,
Yeah.
Trump,
Spiders.
Trump,
yeah.
but he's not Trump. It's the second best spider story
Yeah.
behind Planet of the Spiders.
I mean, yeah. Oh, that's such a long history of spider stories we've had.
Yeah, is that the only two?
TV wise, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
5. 5 was Saranga Conundrum. The Pating was a cute thing.
Oh, that was Pregnant Man, baby.
Yeah, Pregnant Man, future thing.
No. I won't
That was a
keen on
bit
it.
sort of like, it was a bit, some of it was just like,
Yeah, a dig at today's society a little bit.
I think a lot of it was to sort of make the Not My Doctor lot sort of like get annoyed by it, but then
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I think like a lot of classic Who's, like some great ideas, poor execution.
oh, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Appropriate for today's time, definitely today's time. But yeah,
Demons of the Punjab.
yeah, I like that one.
I like that.
I
That's
like-
good.
yeah.
It's not as good as Rosa.
No.
There's another one somewhere.
Kablam,
Kablam!
which is
It's
I
Amazon.
think Amazon Prime.
It's
They're God
Amazon
evil
Prime in
in
space.
space.
Oh my god, the Witchfinders.
Oh,
Alan Cumming. He's
Alan
just having it up,
fucking
just like
Cumming.
he's literally just like he's trying to have sex with Ryan.
he
He's
is.
literally spending.
Who?
You know, because I am sort of. It's very sort of almost Pertwee-esque, isn't he? Sort of like
Very.
debonair, sort of like I. Sort
What
of,
if he was a doctor?
Well, Alan Cumming, I'd love.
What if he was
Alan
a
Cumming or James the First?
Both. Him as James the First,
Alan
as the Doctor,
Alan Cumming as James the First as the 14th Doctor. Yes, please.
as the Valiard. That's the Valiard. He was a big
Somewhere
plot twist.
between your 12th and
Final
final
incarnation.
Hello.
God. Hello. No.
It takes you away. Great, apart from the frog.
I like the frog twist.
Yeah, but make
don't know.
the frog either fully CGI so the mouth moves,
Yeah.
or just don't have the mouth move at all and let it be psychic because it's a psychic being, or just make it anything else. Like
Yeah.
that whole but then that payoff is strange that we get that before the finale because
It was very strange.
Ranskarav Kolos is
Nothing.
shit.
Absolutely nothing.
It's not like it's the least finale we've had. Someone did an edit of of the episode like trailer and made it so it sort of built up so it felt a bit more like a finale, and I'll have to try and find the video
Find it. Oh, please.
and show you because it was very well done and people were like, this makes
This
me actually
could
want to
have
watch
been-
that episode.
Yeah, this could have been something.
And then we come on to
This year.
Resolution, the only one we've
Resolution.
had this year,
The very
unless we get because apparently there was rumours of a special in the production block, which is what they were doing after the series, but no
Yeah,
news
but
on that.
No, exactly.
Resolution, best Dalek story in a long time.
Yeah, good ideas. I don't know about the best execution.
No.
No.
It felt like Dalek, which sort of I like the bits it emoted from that, and it
Oh, yeah.
done some new stuff with him that was good. I feel like
I just changed the look slightly. I weren't keen on the look.
no, I like it because it was built by itself because there was nothing left, and it was a reconnaissance. So, and we know that sort of design's coming back
Yeah.
in some form. So that's nice to know that some Daleks just look a little
different.
bit
Look a
different.
bit feminine. Look
And
a
then,
bit
yeah.
wasty. Yeah.
But we had the trailer
Look a
for
bit like a twiglet.
Series 12, so we don't.
Oh.
As far as we know, the rumor is that New Year's Day premiere with
yeah,
the
fingers crossed. Yes, please.
Saturday the 4th as the
Fourth.
second part. Apparently, it's a two-parter.
Oh. Oh, that's even better.
Because they said that it's a sort of like big it's a lot bigger scale this series, and apparently rumor is that it's opening with a two-parter. Apparently the Jadoon, we don't. This is obviously all to be confirmed because the BBC did their Christmas itinerary, and the Doctor Who is on it, but is expected to be because it's coming early 2020.
Yeah, early.
So basically New Year's Day.
Will it come before series 26 on Blu-ray? Or imagine if it started the same day as that.
No, it'll definitely be on before then, surely.
Will it be on before then? I'd like to think.
Surely be on before mid-Jan. From the creators of Sherlock, Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat's new show Dracula.
Oh, Dracula.
So the Dracula's the new, because they've conquered one iconic sort of
character
in Sherlock Holmes. Dracula does look really good. It's the same sort of setup as Sherlock, 3 episodes, 90 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The guy who plays Dracula, whose name for the life of me I can't remember.
Not Jared Leto. He ain't Michael Morbius.
He looks really good. This guy who does that. So that's, I think, Dracula. Around New Year's Day. It's like just after Christmas. Obviously got the Gavin and Stacey Christmas special.
Yeah.
On at 9:30 on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day.
Which is nice because the last one wasn't actually on Christmas Day. It was on Boxing Day, I think.
All them years ago.
Well, yeah, 2008. That was
2008.
Because I remember the behind the scenes that things like chances are we'll never make another Christmas special, and then
and lo and behold,
we finally got it.
But then Gavin, the actor who plays Gavin, I can't think of his name, says
Matthew Horn, yes,
he wants to do more.
Yeah, because they've always sort of wanted to. I think because this came just before James Corden's sort of like trajectory rose, and then a long time before
his social presence,
before he got onto the Late Late Show, which I think takes up so much of his time that he wouldn't be sort of doing series of it. But and they always said that they would only bring it back for when they had the good enough idea. Because I remember in 2011, so this was Christmas 2011. So that because the final episode was January 2010.
Oh, okay.
And because Ruth Jones, who plays Nessa, she had a sort of talk show back then, and it was the Christmas one. So it was like Ruth Jones' Christmas box or something, whatever, and he was on it. And they said one day we will do a special of Gavin and Stacey, but only when we have the correct story. And then that came out this year because they'd always wanted to do like another series or like Halloween. The BBC have always been keen on it because they know that the audience is there.
Yeah, definitely.
I think
we've never left.
I think depending on how this does will determine. Like everyone's going to watch it. Everyone's going to talk about it. Whether it's actually good is what's going to sort of
the make or break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if there's an appetite there, then maybe they should. I don't want them to Mrs. Brown it, where all they do is Christmas specials.
No,
because that's sort of like after that's the thing that I miss about that show is that after because they did 3 series of that and then have just done Christmas specials, and they obviously did a movie, but there's only so many. There's only so many time you can do. This is Christmas. This is what's happening at Christmas. Blah blah blah, and it's fine if you've got a gap of like 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
But you want to see other things. We want to see like what Gavin and Stacey's kid looks like. We want to see how old Neil is. We want to see what's happening with the fam.
I want to see Bryn, Uncle Bryn.
Did you see the teaser for that?
No.
So the one that they did put in the BBC iPlayer, it's just like basically it's Bryn sort of like cooking Christmas dinner.
Oh, nice.
And it's going a bit wrong, and then it's just like, can you tell them dinner will be ever so slightly delayed?
Oh, nice. Oh,
so
I like that. Good.
We look forward to Gavin and Stacey with bated breath.
Definitely will be watching it on iPlayer then, all 3 seasons. I'll definitely reminiscent, yeah.
Oh, God.
It's about time.
I love that period of like TV and film and just my life. Like 2000.
It's nostalgia, isn't it?
I think 2005 to like 2012 for me was just peak of everything because from peak film, TV, like everything was just sort of like great, and the music, because like all the music, especially that's used in Gavin and Stacey and stuff like that, and some things like Doctor Who, just like the whole British, like everything just seemed to be like
British was
it was great.
British was united.
We had like 3 Doctor Who based shows running concurrently, and then they had the Avengers level crossover in Journey's End.
Yeah,
and then after that, it just sort of went
That was the DWU, the Doctor Who universe.
Yeah.
The DWU.
Early series of Sherlock, where it's better.
Yeah, that's another one I really need to give it a proper attempt. I watched, I think, 2 episodes of the first season, and then I just left it. Not because I didn't like it, life took over. But I want to give that a proper go.
I think give that a go because they're all on Netflix now.
Yeah.
So for me, it jumps up, like for a lot of people, like it's sort of it's when it becomes self-aware and it sort of does everything that the fans sort of like want.
What's
and
the
it
peak?
Jumps up and down. The peak for me is series 2.
Series 2, yeah. I would have said Series 2.
No.
Oh, and your
Oh,
phone.
no, not you, Siri. Shut up.
Yeah, you will be sorry, mate.
It's basic for me. It's
Series 2.
the end of series 2 when the cliffhanger of like the whole the Reichenbach fall, that whole thing. I mean, there is, I think, out of those 6 episodes, like the 2 series, there is, I think, 2 weak ones. Blind Banker from series 1 and
Blind Banker.
Hound of the Baskerville from series 2. I think it's the
right.
sort of the weaker ones.
Yeah.
But it's still in that. That's good. There's points to enjoy in series 3.
They're all 3 episodes each, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all
series,
3 episodes, all 90 minutes. Series 3's, yeah, that's good. I like the wedding, the sign of 3. That's for me my favourite of that. I don't really. The finale doesn't sort of
do anything. Yeah.
grab me. It doesn't sort of live up to the hype of the previous 2 finales because even the finale from series 1 was a great cliffhanger. And then it was like, well, wait,
what's going on?
Is this show coming back?
Yeah.
And the opening sort of is just, I think, is the main draw is like, how did Sherlock do it? Which you never sort of really find out.
No.
Which is sort of annoying, but like it's nice, but it's also a bit annoying because that's sort of like the whole reason. Like everyone's been guessing for 2 years of like that. The Christmas special, what was it? The Abominable Bride is basically a sort of a prequel to series 4 because the cliffhanger for series 3 is that Moriarty's back. And the whole and you find out that the Abominable Bride is a drug-induced coma. That's why it's in like original Arthur Conan Doyle's time of Sherlock.
Oh yeah, because I heard that one. They went back to
It's drug-induced to sort of so he could like basically deduce whether Moriarty's back or not, which he concludes that surely he can't be. And then series 4 is that sort of that game, and it sort of jumps so far.
When did series 4 happen? Because that's the last. Well, as of now, like the
2017. So it was. So it was first series 2010, second series 2012, third series 2014, then all on New Year's Day. They always all premiere on New Year's Day.
Oh.
Then the Christmas special was when it was the 2016. So when it would have normally been series 4, and then they waited a year
to do
series 4, which was 2017.
Oh bloody hell! And then for the last 2 years, they've not done anything. Like, is there a chance of it coming back?
Well, they've apparently mapped out series 5 and 6 and stuff like that. But sort of end of series 4 is sort of like, and this is them. And is basically what Moffat I think said or tried to say is that group of episodes from 1 to 4 is like their sort of their prelude. Saga. Their prelude, sort of like that's, and then that's them. That's why they become. Because he almost wanted to end it with like the adventure, then like that, and then the adventure begins. Sort of like that sort of thing, sort of like the cases that made them, because it gets them into sort of the peak of their lives.
Oh, okay.
But we'll see if and when that does. It will, and I think it's nice that he's got Dracula to sort of focus on, and that.
Oh yeah, something different.
Now without Who, hopefully, because the point where he was writing Sherlock and Doctor Who at the same time, you could tell
it would
that
be very hard. Yeah, I'd imagine.
And he always put more effort into Sherlock.
Yeah.
Because that was obviously like his own thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Whereas with Who, he knew that he had other writers, so like I would have preferred like he'd written less Who.
Like, Paul script. Oh, right, you can take care of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul script. Oh, you can take care of it. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was always late with his scripts anyway. And he said like the thing is they always tried to schedule Doctor Who and Sherlock around each other, which he hated.
Yeah. Yeah. Show business. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it.
Yeah, it's nice for some. But I look forward to see what Dracula tells us, what sort of they go for, and hopefully it goes back to that early Moffat story, because he's a very good scary writer.
Yeah.
So hopefully that that's a
good old
bit of old goodness.
All right.
But yeah, that was sort of the
BBC tangent. It weren't just Doctor Who for once. Expanded.
We did a bit of the Hello and welcome to the BBC. We got the news. So that you've heard of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Really? I thought it was Mario the Hedgehog.
You saw the redesign that they did for the movie.
Oh, who didn't? Yeah.
Apparently, that redesign is rumoured to have cost.
How much?
Paramount $35 million for redesign when they had to redo the whole
movie with
all of his shots and like, do the
35
redesign.
million.
Do you think that was a stunt or not? Because I'm not convinced.
Yeah, no, I
think that's a bit out there to
35 million.
spend that kind of money on it.
I don't. Well, because like I say,
I don't think they got that kind of money to waste.
No, I was going to say, but it also felt quick because I know he got redesigned months ago, and they've only now just shown him. But like
It was a bit of a quick turnaround.
It was quick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
hopefully they didn't. I think when we find out what the working conditions were for the people that had to do that,
what the hell happened? Yeah.
I hope that they, were paid fairly and not overworked.
They better come up with a good excuse. Yeah, they better come up with some reasons. Some genuine reasons where we're like, oh, all right, we'll let you off. But no, I mean, it's good that he finally got redesigned. At least he actually looks like Sonic. Mm-hmm. It's more of a faithful adaptation.
Straight from the game.
Purely from looks, yeah.
Which is like, why didn't they do that in the first place?
Idiots, mate. Mm-hmm. Unless there is a reason, but we won't know.
I mean, we won't know for a very long time.
For a while, yeah.
So that Amazon Prime Lord of the Rings TV show.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the most expensive in history.
One of the most expensive. How much?
I think it's roughly? About 100 million. This show.
Yeah,
it's
right.
already been renewed for season 2 ahead of the series premiere, which I think doesn't premiere until early 2020.
Oh, good.
As far as we know, because there's been a lot of shooting in New Zealand.
Oh, good then. Oh, okay.
So I
think Amazon Prime has just got the Lord of the Rings film, so I might watch. I watched the first one on Netflix, The Fellowship.
Did you watch the normal version?
Yeah, theatricals. Yeah. Yeah, well, why are you telling me to go extended?
I think extended are good for like people like us that are completionists. It will it won't sort of affect us, but it's nice to sort of like know these sort of other things.
Well, when it does
make your film experience like twice as fucking long.
Oh well, yeah, literally, they're both they're all 4 hours each, aren't they? Or something stupid.
I think, they're all like 2.5. I think they're all over 3 hours with extended.
Yeah.
Like there's like another half hour of Return of the King, and that's just the ending because it just won't end. The only problem with that film is it just doesn't want to end. It's like, and then,
this happens.
And then Gandalf waves goodbye on a boat. And then there's
when it comes out on 4K, I hope they include both editions in it. Because I don't know if I did tell you, but they are coming out on 4K. Like, I think March.
Really?
March 2020. Oh. I don't know about Hobbits, but at least Lord of the Rings. And Back to the Future as well.
Yes, I need that because I've owned it on every format that I have been alive for so far. So
another rebuy. Never repurchase.
Yep, I'll get that because I've got it on Blu-ray, but I will have it on 4K because it's Back to the Future is my favourite film of all time.
Favourite trilogy.
Back to the Future is just such a staple point of cinema that I love it, and it just inspires me to do what I do today, which is I'm not working in the industry yet, but I will be.
Someday.
Because we will get
one
this.
One day, yeah. No,
we'll get this off the ground, and we'll also be working in things until that happens. Star Trek 4 is apparently back on with Legion creator Noah Hawley to direct. So
not
those
Quentin Tarantino.
No, Quentin Tarantino is apparently working on a set. Like there was 2
Star Trek 4s.
Yeah.
No.
But essentially, yeah, 2 Star. There was 2 Star Trek films happening at the same time. One was the Tarantino. Which would be his last if the trailers of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
His last film.
Yeah, because he's always said 10 films and then he's done.
Oh.
And that's why Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's always like, it's his 9th film.
Yeah, really? Oh. I didn't know that.
So, back in the day, I believe... So, Star Trek Beyond came out in 2016, and I think negotiations with Paramount and the Stars was around 2017, 2018. Yeah. I think that's sort of like when we found out, because Chris Hemsworth would have come back. Because the main deterioration in the Kelvin timeline is that Kirk's father dies.
Yeah.
George Kirk is played by Chris Hemsworth, and Chris Pine is obviously James T. Kirk. Yes, so that was they were bringing him back. They were negotiating with Pine and Hemsworth, 2 of the Hollywood Chris's.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. You're only missing Evans, but
Evans and Pratt.
Oh, 4. Okay, 4. I was going to say.
Yeah, he kind of counts that. They got 3. Like Marvel had 3 out of the 4 Chris's.
Yeah, that's pretty good though.
And they weren't getting enough money because the box office return on Beyond was lower, but I was received well and actually did well. And I really like Star Trek Beyond. I like it better than Star Trek Into Darkness, when it was like J.J. Abrams just going, it's not Wrath of Khan again.
Yeah.
It's not. And it was.
Really... Oh, okay.
But then he was like, it is Wrath of Khan again, but this time Kirk dies instead of Spock.
Oh, I see.
And we don't spend 3 movies finding him. We just put him straight back with magic super blood.
Because I figure there's like 10 of them, the original run of movies. It was like 10 of them or something stupid.
think there's 6 of Star Trek OG,
Yeah.
and then there's 4 Star Trek Next Generation,
Yeah.
and then the Abrams ones.
Yeah. That's still a good, 13. This is the 14th, like, Star Trek movie.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
But
Bloody
I
hell.
like that era, and I'd want to see it continue because I did really enjoy Beyond. I think Beyond was sort of, it felt like it was influenced heavily by Guardians of the Galaxy.
I've seen the first one.
Because the trailer was all very sort of like music playing in space, and there was a motorcycle, and there was things like that. But yeah, I like the first reboot. Into Darkness is okay on the surface of it, and I think if you go into it not having seen
Wrath
of Khan and stuff like that, and like,
It won't bother me.
no, but I think you'll enjoy it. But it is a bit where it's like, they kind of sort of wrote themselves into a corner.
They streamline it a little bit, or they kind of have to.
I think they sort of
streamline
write themselves into a bit of a thing with the whole like Immortal Blood thing. And Benedict Cumberbatch is good.
it. Yeah, because I forgot he is
He
Khan,
does,
isn't he?
Yeah, he does play a good villain. So and Beyond's just like a lot of fun, spacey, rompy action. So like you can't really go wrong.
Okay.
We got Daniel Craig stuff coming up with Knives Out, but
Yeesh.
No Time to Die is apparently
Yes.
definitely his last Bond film.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'll
be sad.
His contract for Bond has been many speculation for years at this point.
Film after film, basically.
He is the longest serving Bond in terms of length of time of his tenure.
Yeah.
He's had
Yeah.
less films. He will have the third most
Films.
films out of Bond. So it'll be because he'll have 5. Then Connery was
had
6.
Yeah.
And then Moore was 7 or 8, something like that.
Oh, right, okay.
Let's see if we can.
Well, did Brosnan have 4?
Brosnan had 4.
He had 4.
And then people did want him to reprise it because he was coming up to his 50th, and then they were like,
No.
"Yeah, it's Daniel Craig." But then, like,
yeah.
I think the gaps in production sort of have hindered Craig's sort of thing. Like, he could have done more, and he's always
definitely.
like his contract was apparently originally 6
films.
6
okay.
films. So, but we'll see because like money talks whether this does well or like there's another story to be told that they don't want to move on yet because I feel like they're not done telling stories of his. I don't know whether I think Daniel Craig might be towards the end. He's definitely towards the end.
Oh, yeah.
Azerbaijan calling me. No thanks. Definitely closer to the end of his Bond life than he is the beginning, and I think that if there's maybe one more in it, I would have loved to have seen the Danny Boyle thing that we would have got, but
that won't happen.
I think we'll just have to wait and see what happens with all of them because
We'll just have to wait for release the Boyle cut. That'll be trending.
release the Boyle cut, even
Release
though he
the Boyle
never
cut.
held the camera.
Yeah.
But April 2020, we don't have long to wait until Bond,
No.
really. So we'll get to find out if this definitely because Spectre felt like the end
It did,
because
very-
he sort of like drives off
That was
into the
4
sunset.
years ago, weren't it, though? 2015. That was like 4
Jesus.
years ago. Or
Especially,
nearly 5.
especially when you think of like his films. So it was like 2006, 2008,
2012,
2015,
Yeah,
and
that was
then
long enough.
2020.
Bloody hell. What's happened there?
I think he could have fitted in another 2.
Yeah. Not very easily.
But if you're going to find a new one,
So be it.
Taron Egerton.
Make it like Kingsman. Make it a prequel. Give us like how he became Bond, maybe.
I think that's the thing. Like the timeline doesn't really matter. Like the only time we've sort of rebooted the timeline
Yeah.
has been Casino Royale when it's like, and
Yeah.
this is when he became a double. I think just give it to someone who's going to do a good job and write him some decent scripts.
Give us a younger Bond.
Oh, younger, like definitely to carry the franchise a bit
Yeah.
longer. They'll have to be younger than Craig.
Like Taron Egerton.
Which is why I don't think Elba will do it because
No.
he's not that. He's either older or slightly younger.
Same sort of age.
He's around the same
Daniel
sort of
Craig.
age.
Google Daniel Craig and I'll.
While you're doing that, I'll go on to some
Uber.
Elba news that he's Idris Elba takes on Jay-Z's revenge western The Harder They Fall for Netflix. So he's become part of that.
Did I read about? I read about some movie on Netflix that Idris Elba was in. I was like, oh yeah, definitely want to see that. But I can't remember what.
I want to see most stuff Idris Elba's in. Have you seen Turn Up Charlie?
No, but I want to.
That's a great TV show on Netflix.
He's 47. He's 4 years younger than Craig. Daniel Craig's 51 and he's 47.
So you could technically it's a younger actor.
Technically, yeah.
I've always would have loved to have seen Elba do it, but I just don't think you're going to go. He's literally like the same age.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not going to get that many films out of him.
Idris,
As
I'm,
much as
so-
I'd
I'm
love him
sorry.
to do it.
I'm sorry, Idris. You might be like the sexiest man or whatever it was you
He's
voted.
the
but you're
thumbnail
not.
for episode 7.
But no, you're not the youngest. Was he?
Yeah, Idris Elba and Daniel Craig are the thumbnail for episode 7.
What was that? Was that talking about Bond?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's when there was the stronger rumours of the stronger.
Oh, okay.
But
That's a funny one.
casting stuff. American. Have you ever seen American Gods?
No, that's
On Amazon Prime.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's
No.
really good because I'm coming towards the end of Lucifer because I used to do a thing where I'd find good shows, recommend to people, and then not finish them. So I'm sort of
Yeah.
like trying to catch up on that. So Lucifer, I'm on the last season that's on Prime before I do
The Netflix
the
one.
latest series on Netflix before the final season comes out. And
Yeah.
American Gods is very much of that ilk, and I've enjoyed parts of that I'd seen because I'd seen more of that than I'd seen of Lucifer.
Right.
And
Yeah.
as soon as I finish that, basically, I'm gonna get back into American Gods hard. But
Did you watch The Boys? Because
boys, that's on my list.
Did it Saturday? Like, I did the first episode Saturday night. I haven't returned to it, but I think after this I could do that.
You could do that. Yeah,
Fancy it.
I need to do that. I need to finish the Tick season 2 because
Oh, the
that's
Tick.
probably why it got cancelled. But yeah, I love American Preachers. Then something I need to finish off that based off of the graphic novel because I did start that but didn't finish it. But it was great, and that's finished now. Utah Badaki wants to play Marvel's Storm. That's her on American Gods.
Oh right, okay. I
So
don't know her, but she wants to be Storm.
She wants to be Storm. Yes.
Cool. Yeah, do so. then.
She's
Yeah.
the stuff I remember in American Gods.
Yeah.
I'm sure once I revisit it, I can talk more
Be like,
accurately
"Oh, yes." Yeah.
on her acting ways. But yeah, I mean, if she wants to play it, like give it. She's young enough to carry the franchise for a few years.
For a few bits. Yeah.
And I'd like to sort of see Storm become more of a front and center instead of you know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning?
No.
The same thing that
I
happens
don't
to
ever want to
everything
know
else.
if they ever repeat that question. I'm just going to straight up ignore it. Just no. Don't ever repeat that line.
No, we'll never repeat it. But
Nope.
the news this week was MCU stuff.
yeah.
Producer Kevin Feige and actor Mark Ruffalo will soon meet to discuss potential future storylines for the Hulk in the MCU, according to Ruffalo,
There we go.
a man who is known to leak his own stuff.
He's
but
basically
also,
the older Tom Holland.
yeah, but also, you know, it's Marvel. We don't know 100% of what's going on all the time.
No.
We know that he's rumoured for She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Whether
Fingers
he turns
crossed.
up in Thor: Love and Thunder, whether he turns up as a cameo in the future, I feel like he'll be sort of we agree that he'll be sort of like more of the older, wiser leader
Oh, yeah,
of an
definitely.
Avengers level.
For now,
Maybe.
he'll be like the Reed Richards, Robert Downey Jr. smart.
It'd be nice to sort of have Ruffalo still be front and center with the cleverness
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. The Doctor Who two-parter.
It might be a bit of a weird one, but what if he cameoed in something like Deadpool? Or if Deadpool cameoed in something like the Hulk was?
What-
If you had them two on the screen.
So it's like the straight man and the funny one.
yeah.
I mean, it could work.
Fourth wall breaking, and then you had the weird hybrid that is Ruffalo. I don't know, in a scene.
Yeah, it could work. I mean,
In a nerd off. I don't know.
it could. Someone else with their future. So, actor Jeff Goldblum says that he and Marvel Studios are talking about Goldblum reprising his role as the Grand Master in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, excellent.
We know he's
That'd be
recorded
cool.
his episode of What If. He's done the voice
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
We don't know where else the Grand Master appears. Love and Thunder seems to be the most likely place, or the Eternals, I think. Because the Eternals is like the celestial beings and
Yeah.
Grand Master and
Yeah.
the collector are of
They're
that
of that ilk.
higher
They're of
sort
that
of
ilk, yeah.
power.
Ooh.
So I could be down.
Would we get a CGI younger Jeff Goldblum in the Eternals?
I think Jeff Goldblum himself is immortal.
Oh yeah, I mean he is a bit of a celestial being
He
somehow. Somehow.
definitely is. I'm looking for So just getting onto this Hulk thing, because I'm just trying to sort of get that. So since people today are talking about Hulk, this is some facts from Jeremy Conrad on Twitter, who's verified and a well-known source of Marvel stuff.
Goodness, yeah.
Universal does not have the film rights to Hulk. Marvel does. Universal has distribution rights and first refusal on any Hulk solo movie. Marvel could make a solo Hulk movie at any time.
Okay, that's good to
However,
know.
Universal has first dibs on distributing it. Sure, they could pass, but does anyone actually expect Universal to pass up on a solid gold Marvel franchise these days? No.
Yeah.
That's a flip of the coin for the Disney Marvel won't make.
Yeah.
Why spend millions making a movie when Universal would be the ones benefiting from distributing it? Slim chance of them passing wouldn't be worth the risk of them making it at all. So Disney Marvel is happy enough using Hulk in their own movies.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's better. Yeah, cool. Sum it up. Excellent.
That sort of just gives clarity on like where I'd love sort
We
of.
could get a Hulk trilogy after all, then maybe. Or maybe just a standalone trilogy.
Yeah, we sort of got the trilogy arc
Oh, yeah.
of him. You know,
I know.
his regality.
I know Professor Hulk's cool and all, but I do want to see more Hulk solos. Maybe if we just got prequels like Hulk versus Wolverine, Hulk and the Wendigo. I know we've mentioned it in
Yeah,
episodes ago.
that'd be nice for us.
Or you could just do different bits. Hulk versus whoever, Hulk versus there, and you can then, I don't know, make it a standalone trilogy. You don't have to have it like a big character arc to set up for his role in Avengers 5, like they did with Ragnarok and Infinity and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They could just literally chuck a Hulk movie whenever they feel like it, and on paper you'll watch them all and you think these aren't connected, and then just to get more Ruffalo Hulk, but as the Hulk, if you get my drift.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying
It
completely.
don't have to be a trilogy, but you can just have 3 separate Hulk movies, and you can be like, oh, good, at least we actually got a Hulk movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thor: Love and Thunder is apparently gearing up for a mid-2020 production target date, because I think the release date on that is November 2021.
It's the last one of that year, isn't it?
Yeah. The last one of the original announcement of Phase 4.
It was.
So where Spider-Man and stuff fits in that, we'll probably get more down the line as we learn about it. So I think that's all the Marvel
If that's
stuff
the
now.
last initial Phase 4 announced movie,
Yeah.
do you think they will have like a cosmic ending? But do you think it will have like an ending that will affect going forward?
I think it will affect
Like-
sort of, yeah. I think they can.
It'll be like an important one.
Yeah, I think it'll build towards the next big bad.
Yeah, yeah.
But with Ant-Man 3, rumour is, this is a very, I don't know where this is coming from.
Could take it with big.
Rumours that Hank Pym,
All right,
played
go
by
on.
Michael Douglas, will be the villain for Ant-Man 3.
Dun dun dun. As what? Yellow Jacket.
No, I don't know whether it's Yellow Jacket. It's just a rumour that's been seen on the internet.
Because he was. Oh. Maybe that one might be a time travel movie then, and we might go back to that younger Hank Pym.
Maybe. I'd like to see
That'd
sort
be a
of.
cool one.
That would be nice, but
I don't know.
we don't know at the time. That's a bit sort of strange, isn't it?
A bit bizarre.
It is.
Maybe it would be affected by the multiverse. It might be an alternative Hank Pym.
Could be.
Multiverse.
Are you telling me there's a multiverse?
Yeah, telling me there's a multiverse.
The highest grossing comic book movie of all time,
Batman v Superman.
Joker.
Oh.
The sequel's apparently in the works. The script's being worked on. Phoenix and Phillips are wanted to return. Nothing on that is confirmed yet
Yeah.
as the date of recording.
Yeah.
But Phillips always, like he said, like throughout the press thing, that like we would do another one as long as there is something that we can tell with this story. And I think, depending on where this takes place and when and what universe they eventually decide that this fucking exists
when
in,
and where and how. Yeah.
then, I mean, I will give it the benefit of the doubt until I see it, and I will judge it on that. I did not enjoy sort of what they did. Because what was it actually meant to do? What was it actually
What was
meant
it
to be?
about? What was it about?
But, you know, it's high grossing, and Warner Brothers needs some franchises that aren't Fantastic Beasts and Harry Potter movies.
Or Fantastic Four reboot. The Fan Four stick. Even though
That was
Warner
Fox.
Brothers. Okay,
They've
never
gone
mind.
under anyway, it's
Never
fine.
mind.
Robocop Returns is back on with Little Monsters director Abe Forsyth. Robocop Returns, the straight-up sequel to the original Robocop,
Yeah, that's another one I need to jump
instead
on.
of the 2014
Reboot.
weird
thing.
reboot.
That was
12
garbage?
PG-12.
Nothing.
It was one of them 12A movie reboots that it's like it's just an action movie for kids.
Yeah, it's just that.
It's just one of them. It's just sort of, it's plain, it's simple, it's digestible.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
Vanilla. Okay.
But yes. Over to Star Wars, Mandalorian is the highest streamed show ever.
In the
More than
history.
Stranger Things.
That's so. Oh,
It surpasses streaming demand for Stranger Things and Westworld.
oh dear.
Apparently viewed by, at this point, over 100 million people. Not in all territories, so we'll see how the longevity helps with that or hinders it. Whether we're going to get...
See,
whether we'll get to see sort of that'll have an effect when it comes to us, because it'll all be
more-
out.
Yeah.
Whether it's the weekly thing that's keeping people coming back.
Maybe.
Because the real test, I think, will be once that's over.
Yeah. How
Do
many
they just
people
wait for the
watch it?
MCU shows, or is there going to be stuff to sort of
And then,
fill the
and then
void?
when we get it, we'll obviously get it all in one go, won't it? Because
Yeah, it'll be out by then. So
Yeah. A lot of hype, but will it live up?
I believe so. Apparently, it's
just
like
gets better
Star
and
Wars
better.
is back, but it's always been there. And apparently, Lucasfilm are developing Darth Maul TV series.
Yeah, I read that. That's cool. Do it. Do it.
Do it live action. Let Ray Park do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's how you play on the thread that was left from Solo.
Yeah, you can kind of carry on that mythos a little bit.
Yeah, and sort
drag
of
it
just
out.
see like what happened.
Test the water.
Yeah, test the waters if like there's an appetite for it, and if there's not, then there's not. If there is, then that's cool.
More a Star Wars story.
There's the call for the release the Snyder Cut of the Justice League.
Oh yes.
That gets stronger by the day because for some reason Zack Snyder just wants people to do it. Henry Cavill came out and said like that it wasn't as good as like he'd wanted it to be. There's also rumours that he stepped down and like there's a new Superman in the works. But Joss Whedon's Justice League cut apparently changed about 80 pages.
80 pages
from the reshoots. So
that's what I read because you mentioned about new Superman. I read that Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, that's what I've
wanted to be Superman.
Yes, apparently Michael B. Jordan. The rumor is coming from MovieWeb that Michael B. Jordan pitched a Superman movie to Warner Brothers because I know he was one of the people rumored to take over from Henry Cavill if and when he did leave. But we don't know sort of how. I think once you get. I think there's a turning point now with like Aquaman 2, which is apparently early 2021 is when they want to start production on that because that's coming 2022,
which is ridiculous.
Big year for movies, superhero movies especially. I think stuff like that just proves that if they had sort of these characters had the backing, then they do better. Where you've already sort of recast a younger Batman. Does Henry want to? I'd like to see Henry Cavill actually have a Superman movie.
Oh yeah, a proper one.
That's all his, and he's full of hope. And,
yeah.
But he is rumoured that to appear in Black Adam.
Oh.
Because obviously we had the cameo that wasn't a cameo in Shazam.
Yeah.
Would that be it? Because apparently it's meant to sort of draw him in to the fold of the story, which then calls upon the inevitable Shazam versus Black Adam that we're going to get. Which I can't wait for that because it's going to that's going to be great because I love Shazam. Shazam is
Zachary Levi versus Dwayne Johnson. I didn't know it was a matchup I wanted until
right now.
Happened. Yeah, until now.
I cannot wait. We carry on with this the DC stuff because apparently Colin Farrell's the Penguin in the Batman wins Danny DeVito's approval.
Oh, okay, good.
So I'm guessing he's definitely in that. He's Colin Farrell, the gentleman.
Oh yes, okay. All right, Colin Farrell.
And there's one other person, but I can't really remember. That was a good trailer. I want to watch that again.
Very good trailer.
Seemed very like Kingsman-y.
That's almost I watched it. I thought this is the King's Man, but more edgy. Nah.
But the Batman seems to be taking some kind of shape. I'm interested. I like with Joker. I mean, like before that came out, I'm interested to see where that gets taken.
Yeah.
And apparently the Batman may set up spin-off movies for Penguin, Riddler and Catwoman, so sort of...
Out of all of them, the Riddler's the one I would want to watch. The Riddler.
Yeah.
I think he's the most exciting for me.
I mean, we've already had a bad Catwoman movie, so...
Oh yeah, we know. We don't really want to go down history.
We don't really want that again.
Penguin could be a good mobster movie.
Oh, definitely, like sort of a noir sort of...
Yeah, that could be a...
pseudo-thriller sort of thing. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'm not really interested in this sort of like let's do loads of villain pieces.
No.
Unless you've got a story that you definitely want to tell, then tell it and try and tell it well. I don't rightly know. But Terminator Dark Fate, moving on. The director Tim Miller said he would never work with James Cameron again. Which it's weird to think that that's his second ever movie. Tim Miller's second ever movie he's directed is Terminator Dark Fate. First one was Deadpool.
The first one?
Yeah. And the cinema, because he like works in the cinematics with games, and like you see that in the action set pieces of like those two films, especially in Terminator, you get sort of like he gets the eye for this kind of level of sort of destruction action pieces, and it's great. I'd like to see Tim Miller do like branch out and do other stuff.
Oh, definitely a Tim Miller comedy.
I think you can't sort of argue with his cinematic eye.
Yeah.
And he's done really well with those two films, and
Yeah,
well-grossing.
visually,
and the way
cinematography, like you
and
say.
the story, and like I think
Yeah.
it works. So
2 out of 2 so far.
yeah, I'm excited to see where Tim Miller's career takes him, and I hope it's to bigger and better places. Maybe he could get involved in the King Kong franchise, because Godzilla vs King Kong's been delayed by 8 months.
I read that.
It
Yeah.
was due for release next year. Yeah, May
It
next
was
year.
May next year.
So
when
now-
when was it coming out originally? Was it out May?
I think it was May next year.
And then it's going to get released another 8 months.
So that's
About Christmas next. Well,
Christmas
no.
or January 2021. That's a bit of a weird one.
Oh no. Oh, well, it gives me more time to watch them. I guess.
Godzilla.
No, I don't know.
I can't like Godzilla King of the Monsters is a film that I really did enjoy this year. Like that was like when you can especially compare it to 2014 Godzilla.
Yeah.
The fact that you barely saw him, and then this is just it's straight out ridiculous. It's a monster movie. We needed it. It was a bit of fun, bit of a good time. Probably up there in my list of stuff for this year. I know.
Yeah.
Probably maybe like skirting around the edge of the top 10, because I know stuff like John Wick 3, Hobbs and Shaw, Detective Pikachu. I loved.
Right. Yeah.
I need to be owning these films.
Exactly. Yeah.
Far From Home,
That's what I want to do. I
Endgame.
want to
There's
watch
so
them all.
many.
But I think a lot of them I'll get for Christmas. I think I want to
That's
watch
what
them.
That's what we'll have to do. We'll do. Well, maybe we could do the first episode of
Yeah.
2020 is
The top 10
our favourites.
movies of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Will you be watching The Irishman?
That's out today, isn't it? Or
I think
yeah.
it has been out.
Yeah,
yesterday
it's
or
out
something.
today. It's apparently out today, and
It's over 3 hours long.
yeah. I will be. It said like when to pause it. It's like just pause it any time. It's on fucking Netflix.
Exactly.
Why are you gonna do that guide of like when you should watch and like have a pee? It's like just
No.
just pause it at any time,
sod it, yeah.
and then carry on watching it. That's what I would do. Michael Jackson, maybe the next biopic. Rumoured to be coming from the producers of Bohemian Rhapsody. As long as it's not from Bryan Singer's face, I don't care. Cause
That's what I said. I said I
No.
wanted a Michael Jackson movie.
I'd like all biopics now made by Dexter Fletcher.
Dexter Fletcher.
Yeah, the director of Rocket Man, the man
Oh yes.
who
yes.
come in and
stick his name.
directed the rest of the film after Bryan Singer was dropped from Bohemian Rhapsody. But the producers of that are saying that the Michael Jackson biopic is coming. I think
Good.
if you're going to focus on it, I want to see from Thriller onwards.
You wouldn't even gloss over Jackson 5, or like the very beginning.
I think if you're going to make Jackson, I mean, I think you can touch on his beginnings.
Like
Pardon the
briefly.
pun. He.
Yeah.
Maybe have the end be the press
Man
conference
in the
in
Mirror.
2009 when he
Uh-huh.
says like, and I'll see you in July, and then he never gets there, and then you maybe like end it there if you want to do that and not go into his whole.
Oh, yeah,
Because I assume whoever makes this is not going to delve into in any way or make reference to the sexual allegations
the
against
personal
him.
life. Yeah.
They probably won't. They're most definitely not going to do that. They're not going to include it. So,
No.
but don't make it like Bohemian Rhapsody. Make it like Rocket Man. Make it a fantasy musical
Very.
aspect.
Make it all in his head, a little bit.
I believe Michael Jackson movie made
when
in
he
his head.
does when they do the songs, make it like the music video, because the music videos are always a bit bizarre and nutty.
Yeah,
They were in his head.
yeah, and frame it like the way they did with Elton. Where it was
Yeah.
like sort of like, and then this is like if he had a like moment for it to occur in his life, this is when it would happen, sort of thing.
Exactly. Yes, we've nailed our ideal biopic.
Yeah, who would you get to play Michael Jackson?
Oh God,
I've got a good idea.
yeah, go on.
I don't know if he can sing though.
I don't know who can sing.
Oscar Isaac.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'd want to see his voice. Maybe there's a singing for Rise of Skywalker. I don't know.
Yay! Everyone's dead.
I don't know. I could see that though. I can see that. Or who? I really can't. I'm rubbish with like guessing singers, but I mean, yeah, go on. Who else?
Who else? So Oscar Isaac and
Yeah, I suppose given the right makeup.
it's
as
hard.
well.
Yeah, it's hard to sort of find someone who has to embody the showman and sort of the shyness
Yeah.
because he was very shy in interviews. So
Or even, because it's Michael Jackson, because he probably had, to
Get
me...
Michael Jackson to play him.
Oh, of course! No, because like, 2, you know? Get him when he's younger, and then when he had whatever he did to his skin...
Before he bleached himself.
Yeah, and then get someone
Yeah,
else to
I'm
do it.
going more for sort of like the sort of I want the
vintage
peak.
look.
I want the peak for
Yeah.
him to be sort of like
Vintage look.
he's not white yet. He's not
Yeah.
bleached. He's on the way to maybe doing that, but like sort of when
See, I
he's-
could see Oscar Isaac in the Thriller costume, like in the red
That's what I'm thinking. That's sort of like the main sort of
image in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
is
totally
that.
see that.
Plus, I'd love to see him with that haircut.
I mean, yeah,
And I'd love to see Oscar Isaac try and do the moonwalk.
yeah.
It's just trying to, because, you know, he's had sort of, there's a range of people that I'd love to see do it. I just can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
can't.
We'll have to get back to on that one.
No, yes, we'll update you viewers.
But yeah, we're normally right, so
Yeah.
Congratulations, Oscar Isaac, on your part in the Michael Jackson biopic.
Good luck.
David Tennant is to play necrophiliac serial killer Dennis Nielsen in the new ITV
There we
drama.
go. That's the white Michael Jackson. There we go.
So that's the killer,
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
and that's David
I mean,
Tennant's
he looks
face.
very alike.
Yes.
It's a bit worrying.
I love David Tennant. I love that he keeps doing stuff. I
he
love
could be. He could be second Michael Jackson.
Yes, David Tennant is Michael Jackson as a child.
As a child.
Is in the Jackson 5, like David Tennant plays Michael Jackson.
Oh God, no.
Oh,
That's a what if.
oh.
I'm gonna make a change.
I was thinking of one of the actors from Top Boy.
Oh.
I can't remember his name.
Oh no. Oh.
Not the one who plays Sully. The youngish one, the really like young one.
I haven't
don't know.
seen Top Boy, but I mean, I'll Google it.
I don't remember. Maybe I just don't know. Anyone?
Ashley Walters, Kane Robinson,
No, actually was too short.
David.
Plus, he was shit in Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS.
David Awardi.
Which one's he?
I'm literally just reading the names.
I don't remember the names. The one that's not Sully. Viola Davis. Viola Davis is Michael Jackson in the Suicide
So
Squad.
not Sully. What, Deshane? Ashley Walters as Deshane?
No, not Ashley Waters.
Not Ashley Waters.
Not Ashley Waters and not Sully.
Sean Romulus?
Maybe.
Sharon Duncan Brewster.
Jimon Honsu?
Who? Say
Jimon
that.
Honsu from Guardians?
Oh, yes. Oh,
As an older Jackson?
maybe.
He's in his 40s?
Or as one of his brothers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
One of the
Should we
brothers.
cast the Jackson 5?
That'd be
Viola
in
Davis
2020.
as Jermaine Jackson.
Jai
in
Courtney.
the Suicide. Jai Courtney as Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson.
Tom Holland as Blanket.
No.
And
Someone of those man.
Robert Downey Jr. voicing the chimpanzee that's his best friend, Bubbles.
God, no.
Yeah, anyway,
No,
something
yeah.
I missed out on the Doctor Who thing. Apparently, Kate Stewart is set to return in Doctor Who in a feature-length premiere on New Year's Day. That was the last sort of.
Oh, good.
Remember that?
All right.
Nice, get Unit involved because they were sort of
Yeah,
disbanded
bring them
because of
back.
Brexit, which was like clever,
Yeah.
clever girl.
The Return of Torchwood. Would we get Return of Torchwood?
I want Torchwood so bad.
I need to
I want
finish it.
I want Torchwood more than I want anything in my entire life. Before I die, I want a new series of Torchwood.
Yeah, an official continuation.
Yes. Shrek 5 movie at 2020 Shrek. Tweeted at Twitter, I think it's time to verify us, #Shrek 2020, because that's the rumoured date for the 5th Shrek that's sort of a continuation. We don't know
Reboot.
whether it's a reboot.
Oh, right, okay.
It's very vague on that.
What, is that production, or are they actually going to release it next year?
That's apparently release is 2020, so
Shit.
I assume they're animating it.
They've kept that under wrap.
Because it was rumoured for a long time this year and stuff like that. So but we've heard nothing out of it, so we don't
Yeah,
know if that's a
anything.
genuine account.
Yeah.
And
Who knows then?
if not, who ruddy well knows. But you know what we do know? We know who
What?
killed
John Wick.
No, what's his name? What's his name? Mr. Thromby.
Oh, yes.
What's his name? What was his first name? Christopher Plummer.
Yeah, exactly.
Christopher
Plummer
Thromby.
Thromby. Oh, what is his name?
He was the best of the Thrombies.
Yeah, he was. We can't even remember his name. Knives Out. Where are you?
Oh, quick briefly before Knives Out, have you seen Rick and Morty episode 1 of season 4?
No.
That was so on Channel 4 every Wednesday. Tonight is episode 2. My God, can I just say that was a lot of Nazis.
Oh.
So, basic plot before we get into Knives Out, so you can Google what Christopher Plummer's
I've already got
name
Christopher
was.
Plummer. Where is he? I'm on Harlan
Thrombey. Yeah, because I was thinking
Harlan.
like Ronald.
Yeah, exactly. He's an oldie name.
Roland.
Yeah.
I was
Harlan.
So Rick and
Reginald.
Morty season 4 picks up in a casual way after series 3. I don't remember what it's called, the episode, because they normally have the sort of like the puns on it. He takes Morty to. He has to ask now. Like, that's the thing. It's like, that's the way we do things now, Dad. And he's gonna, Morty, will you please accompany me to get death crystals? And it's like, Rick, I would love to. And it's these crystals that show you how you're gonna die.
Oh right.
Like when you hold it, it's like, so it's almost like a geoscope, like a spectrum thing. So it's like shows. It's like I'm gonna die millions of times, and Rick's like, no, if you're living like properly in the present, you know, your future's constantly changing. You know, the only person who's certainly gonna die is if like they like know something, or if and then like when he's holding the crystal, like all the visions show like him digging up the crystal because there's bandits.
Oh,
so he uses the crystal by taping it to his head to see like, so if it's still certain death that he's gonna die from that, then he's gonna die. And then when it changes, he knows they're reloading, so he kills them all.
Oh.
Morty keeps one because he finds that like there's a future where he dies with Jessica.
Oh, Jessica.
And he does everything to do that. Like, and that's sort of like the thing of the episode. Like I do as the crystal decides. And he like holds it and he's like full, like walking along the planet, like just like trying to keep like every time it changes, like he finds Jessica and then moves again, and then he tries to fly the ship, but then like him and Rick fight because he's trying to stay on the path towards dying with Jessica. Rick like knows that they're just gonna kill both of them because he's just gonna fly into a fucking mountain, and then they crash and his body like gets decapitated, like crushed, and then
Rick.
it's the hologram of Rick tells like to collect the DNA, and then it can be stored like can be used to regrow his body because he's obviously still got the cloning program.
Yes.
That doesn't work. Like Morty doesn't do that because the crystal like changes every time he does that, so he decides not to. And Rick then spends before a lot of the rest of the episode, one as a hologram and two being rerouted through all the clone backups. So it gets explained that he said, I took my cloning tank off commission a couple of seasons ago. I must have been rerouted to your universe. So like the backup of his DNA gets rerouted to a clone tank in another universe, which every universe that happens in. They're fascists that follow like a version of the Nazis.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, sounds interesting.
But the first one, so he goes into a normal Rick body, and then fascist Morty kills fascist Rick. He's like, I want to have normal adventures like the good old days. Like we do that, and like fascist Morty's holding Rick at gunpoint.
Yeah.
And they're in the spaceship. And he's like, I just want to do normal stuff like normal adventures like we used to. It's like, okay, what do you want to do? He's like, I like Mr. Meeseeks. He goes, great, I can always keep a Meeseeks box in my glove compartment. Maybe fascist Rick does too, and they get one out. And then like he says, see, now we're doing something we've done before. And then he like hits the button and goes, I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Goes, kills this Nazi prick. He goes, can't do. So he's strangling fascist Morty, but then fascist Morty shoots the ship, so the glass cracks and they all fly outside and they're all choking in space. And then Rick wakes up in another body. He's like, oh, for God. He wakes up in a shrimp's one. And it's like, God damn, why is this? So he goes through different species ones, but it's still his body. So he just needs to get back to his universe to put him back into his own DNA body.
Jesus.
But like he's one of his like, oh, thank God you're not fascist, and he's getting like chased through the streets by these Nazi shrimps. He goes, why the fuck's this the default?
Oh God, that actually sounds for a first episode.
Oh, it's great. It's so fun. And so that's sort of like the subplot of that happening while Morty's trying to just like live by the crystal and die with Jessica. He does loads of weird like stuff, like kills loads of people, like, and I do as the crystal demands. Gets like off of his trial by saying the words of the judge's late husband's, like her husband's last words, says them to gets off the thing, and realises it's a future where they don't hook up until they're in their 40s.
Oh, okay. Oh, poor Rick.
Goes to live in this weird gun tree, which is when Rick finally gets back to his body because he goes to his last one. He ends up in the Wasp world, and like Hail Wasp Hitler. It's like, whoa, what the fuck's that shit? It's like, sorry, I've been through a lot. I'm gonna say anything to stay alive at this point. I've been killed by so many Nazis.
Oh, okay.
And then he gets his body back, saves Morty, takes the crystal off him, and then they say that, because a lot of it is Rick was like, I lived in the moment all day, got killed by loads of Nazis, and Morty's like, I didn't plan one step ahead, so he's like, maybe sometimes we gotta live in the moment and think ahead. It's like, yeah, 100 more years, Rick and Morty, Rick, yeah, 100 more seasons. And it's like, yeah, and then it ends, and the second episode is where he has a secret universe where he goes to have a shit. That's the one that's on tonight, so that looks really funny.
Secret universe.
So he literally just opens a portal to his shitting universe, and just like that's his piece of tranquility. So we'll see sort of where that goes with that. But great, strong episode of Rick and Morty. I did laugh a lot.
Good God.
A lot of fun. And should we talk about Knives Out?
It sounds original, I'll give it that. I haven't given Rick and Morty like my full attention, but from the bits I've seen, I've enjoyed. I don't know. I need to watch it all, and then I can give a full opinion of it. But
yeah, I think watch it in full, get onto it, and then watch the new season that's on now on Channel 4.
Yeah,
because it will take you less than no time. They're less than half hour each episode,
which is a good thing. Yeah,
and you've only got 30 episodes to watch, so
it's doable.
It's very doable.
It is doable.
I think you should get on it. Shall we talk about Knives Out?
Go on. Let's get our knives out.
So, brief, spoiler-free rundown of the plot, Connor.
This has literally come out today, hasn't it? But you saw it.
Come out today. I saw it at the unlimited screening on Monday. We did still have our spare seat because I did book us all because it was one of those ones I knew that we all wanted to see, and because tickets were selling fast.
Did you go with Connor again?
Yeah, so we had it, and then and they gave out free chocolate on the entry, and they were like, "Do you want this free bar of Galaxy?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Oh, cool. That's different. Free chocolate at cinema. What the hell?
And you weren't there to get it, but you obviously out at a gig and you had more important things and fun to do. And we're going to a Star Wars triple bill, so...
that's it'll make up for my absences as of late.
But, yes, brief rundown on the plot is Go ahead, do it.
So, I've lost the accent now.
Mr. Benoit Blanc.
Mr. LeBlanc. So he's a private investigator, played by Daniel Craig.
Stop with that Kentucky Fried bullshit.
The best line. It's basically a murder mystery. It's
whodunit.
Yeah, whodunit. But it's not based on Agatha Christie. It's not based on anything famous. It's. I've heard about this film since Endgame because it's Chris Evans' first big film since Avengers.
Yeah.
And it is just a murder mystery that's got a lot of attention because it's not based on anything previous.
And written and directed by Rian Johnson.
The controversial Rian Johnson.
Of the controversial The Last Jedi, which I like.
Yeah. Yeah, so did I, based on memory. But I can't wait to rewatch that again.
We get to see it again in the cinema. Why do we go to the cinema? But
see your ugly mug.
Daniel Craig is Detective Benoit Blanc, who's been hired by an unknown source.
Ooh.
To discover. So it's Harland. Not Harland Plumber. Harland Thromby is the patriarch and head of this super wealthy family in America. I believe he's upstate New York.
Yes.
So he's got his various children, grandchildren, in-laws and stuff that come to big house, lots of money because he's a mystery writer, and this whole joke is it's almost like a plot that he would have dreamt up.
Yeah, exactly, which I thought was funny.
And he has his 85th birthday, and he is found by the help the next day. Well, it starts off they find him dead first, don't they? Then it goes to the party.
That's how it begins. Yeah.
Yeah, is that Harold Thrombey is found in his study with his throat slit on his couch in his study.
It'd be like
knife
us,
in hand,
it'd
laying
be us
down
right now, lying on the sofa bed, and George killing me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't get away with it because they'd know. It's well acted, well written, well directed. It's funny. It's clever.
Unique.
It's twisty. It's turny. It's. There's a point where they you feel like they've revealed who done it, but then when you get to the end of that's.
It's nowhere near who you thought. It's basically whatever happened, it wasn't the way I thought it was going to go down.
No, it was really enjoyable, and I just had a lot of fun with it. It was great movie. I think it's definitely in my top 10 of the year.
it might be for me like lower half because I don't want to give it like so much credit, but I think it genuinely is on that list easily.
Yeah.
Definitely on that list. Just a unique film. Like I say, I like watching a lot of films as it is. Like my journey is just catching up on shit that I've missed in life. But I feel like when I watch so much of the same thing, it will then become repetitive and boring. Where this felt so refreshing.
Yeah.
Like I put on my story, it feels like Sense Joker, right? Whatever your opinion's of Joker, but like it felt I had so much fun. Sense Joker. Like this movie was better than I thought it'd be.
Yeah,
like
I love this movie. It was brilliant.
I adore it. Yeah.
And it was a great ensemble piece. You had the likes of Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Johnson, Christopher Plummer, obviously Daniel Craig, Chris Evans,
Catherine Langford.
Catherine Langford. Yeah, there's the granddaughter Meg.
Toni Collette as single mum Jean.
Oh, Joni.
Yeah, like blonde, yeah.
Yeah, Meg's mother, and there was the Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon
as the youngest son. He also his son, who I was like, I know him. It's bloody it's bloody thingy from It.
Yes, the kid.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew his face too. That was bugging me.
Yeah.
He's from It. Of course he is.
Billy.
Of course he is.
Hey there, Billy boy. The one that becomes James McAvoy in the second one.
Jaden Martinell.
Must be.
Because he's...
Yeah, the one who becomes James McAvoy in the second one.
He's known for his role as Bill Denborough in It.
Yeah.
That's him then.
I was like, who is that?
Yeah,
and then I was like...
I was thinking it was a TV show.
Yeah, then I was like, oh, it's It.
Yeah, it's right, okay. It's It. Excellent.
Brilliant story. Should we get into spoilers?
Go on, screw the audience now.
Final warning, if you have not seen Knives Out, which at the time of this episode being released...
You're all buggered.
Would have been out for 5 days.
In America. Yeah, I forget.
We've been out
America.
for 5 days by the time this comes out. I only saw it early because of Cineworld Unlimited members, and Connor caught it today because we knew we wanted to talk about it. And yeah, so...
Yes.
It was... like amazing, the twist. And so midway through the film you get the reveal of who done it. Sort of. Yeah. Because the whole thing is that he was found with his throat slit, but it doesn't scream suicide.
No.
Like someone must have done it, and there's the whole setup is like one of them must have done it for the money because of his fortune, because you get motives for all of them, like
for all the suspects.
Joni depends on his money coming in to pay for her daughter's tuition,
college,
which she's also been double dipping and spending on herself.
Bitch.
He cuts that off.
Bitch.
Before he dies.
Rightfully so.
He sacks his son from the publishing company because he wants him to build something on his own.
Yeah.
And it says it's not fair for you to
sort of
be in charge of something that you don't have any control over, and he always wished he'd go off and tell his own stories instead of be the caretaker of his, which was quite good. The daughter, Jamie Lee Curtis... She was good. She's not in it as much as I thought she'd be.
No.
Her husband, Don Johnson's having an affair, and he's threatening to say, if you don't tell her, I will. Yeah. And the thing with the note that was really good, which I didn't pick up on, but Connor did. Connor told me about it. So he says there's I'm going to leave this note for her that tells her everything, which we then find out is invisible ink because Richard, in it, her husband's name, yeah, Richard. Yes. He's like just sees the blank paper, is like, oh, like son of a bitch, you weren't gonna like say anything. But but then like at the end she finds out it was invisible ink, so she finds out about the affair anyway.
I looked at it and I thought it's just blank paper. I thought he might have sent a letter anyway, and then like you say, the end, it was like, okay.
Yeah, but Connor picks up on that straight away. He's like invisible ink because she says like me and my you and your dad were close. Yeah, we had a special way of communicating. You had to sort of really like know us to know what we thing, which is like that was a really clever scene.
It was clever dialogue. It was all really the plot was in it right at the beginning, but you really had to sort of pay attention to the key bits that were like pointed out.
And you start off with the question of it's a week later. One of the help, so not the help that found her, it's his personal nurse. Marta.
Yeah, Marta. Yeah.
Anna
de Elmas.
Yeah, Anna de Elmas. She did a fantastic job. She's been in something else before, I think.
I think she has.
I've seen her in something.
Still relatively new.
Relatively new on the scene.
Yeah.
She's a young 20-something-year-old girl whose family.
Part-timer.
They were originally part-time, but then because he needed a friend, So she becomes Harlem hired her directly as a nurse, which she uses the money to help pay like for her family because her mum's an illegal immigrant,
Yeah.
which the family have like tried to use against her, and she's come over and worked hard.
And earn her way.
The thing that sort of I was sort of like, because I was like, this is going to be one of them things where I've got to pay attention to everything that's sort of being said
That's
or happening.
exactly what I was doing. I was like, right, come on.
And like it starts off with a question. It's done really well. It's nicely cut, like the questions
Yeah.
between like each one. And
Yes.
Daniel Craig's there in the background, which you don't see him.
No.
And then I think it transpires that every time they get a bit off topic with their answer, that's when he hits the key on the piano just to kind of refocus them.
Yeah, innit?
And when he gets up and starts speaking, then you sort of like get into like everything fall into place. The thing for me that I was focusing on was every single person said that Marta's family was from a different country.
They did. Yeah, they did.
So I was like, is that a
noticed
thing that he's picking up on?
Yeah, I noticed that.
But that's sort of like not the thing. So, and Benoit Blanc he's a private investigator from Kentucky who was hired by he doesn't know who. There was an envelope.
Mystery client.
Mystery client with an envelope full of cash and a newspaper clipping of Thrombey's death.
It was full of cash. Why did I say no?
Full
Full of cash.
And part of Marta's character is that she vomits when she lies.
Which, like they say, I didn't think it was going to be so literal.
Yeah, it's like,
Like literal.
like, oh, I didn't think it actually meant vomit.
Yeah.
So like because he deduces all the stuff about the affair, the money cut off, the books publishing and that, which like none of them obviously say to him, but because you get their flashbacks to the aspects of the party, and like but they obviously like say something completely different.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, which I thought was clever.
He manages to. The thing that I found clever is that in every flashback, it was the person who was telling the flashback was blowing out the candles with him on the cake.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. At the very beginning, I was going to say, yeah.
So it was like,
Yes,
he sort of didn't really know who to trust
because each flashback changed. Yeah.
Because he was like always saying like someone in there's lying.
I was like, yeah, who?
And so you get this, and you get the one of the grandkids. So you get Catherine Langford as Meg. You get Geezer who plays Billy from It. He's the other one,
Jaden,
who's described as the weird sort of Nazi propaganda socialist on Twitter.
Yeah,
to which he responds to liberal snowflake.
yes,
And Ransom, Hugh Ransom, whatever his dad's surname is, because he's like his mum was a Thrombey.
Oh yeah, Hugh, Chris Evans, yeah.
Hugh,
yeah.
Hugh Ransom. He's like, call me Ransom. Only the help call me Hugh, which comes into play a lot later on, which is great.
Yeah.
And like the family dynamics and the bickering's great. Like I like how that's tightly shot. It feels very Edgar Wright-y in the way that it's done. Sort of, especially when Ransom gets there for the will reading. It's funny you skip the funeral, Ransom, but you're early to the will reading. And they all argue each other and they bicker, and it's so funny. And he's like, "Eat shit,
and you eat shit.
Definitely,
you can definitely eat shit."
And I love how you can hear Michael Shannon going, "I will not eat one iota's worth of shit."
There was loads of good one-liners in the background.
Mate, it was so well done and so interspersed. And so it gets revealed, scare quotes, that Martha is the one that killed him because because you get her like tell me like it's before her questioning. So like. Daniel Craig flips the coin, and then you go into her thing, the account of events, which is sort of like bits and pieces of what the others have said, but not nearly in the way that they've said them.
The way, yeah.
She goes up to bed. Well, she goes to take Harlem up to bed. They play like a thing. He knocks over the go board.
Game. Yeah.
Mixing up the morphine and his medication, so she seemingly gives him the wrong one.
Yep. Unfortunately.
And then this is that she's got 10 minutes, so him to help her like not go to prison like for her mother and stuff. He sets it up so that he makes it look like a suicide, and saying that you have to do this, come back in, like go drive off around the block.
Yeah, but before the statue.
He says before in her thing, but then it actually turns out it's after.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to avoid the CCTV, and then like walk back up the thing, and. Because there's like dogs that were barking at certain times. There were people that were woken up by thuds at certain times.
But he said to her, because they know you, they shouldn't bark at that time.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Like they didn't bark.
Yeah, and so he goes up, does all those things, like gets seen, so it looks like Harlem's still up in the whole thing. Has to make a note of like, oh god, is that the time? Midnight already?
Yeah.
And all those things, and seemingly gets away with it. Apart from, she's got a blood thing on her shoe, like the tiniest blood splatter, which Daniel Craig picks up on. It's like, how did you know it was me? It's like, he just looks at that.
Yeah.
And then there's a blood toxicity report because she trusts Ransom with the money because she gets named as the sole inheritor
on the will.
Of the will. On all of his rights to books, the money, the house, everything like that.
Every single
and the
dime.
family then like turn because they are horrible people and they're like trying to get her to give it all up, give back because we brought you in, like we welcomed you into our family and you did this.
You, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, which they haven't.
No, they really
and
haven't.
then like just as she's about to reveal to the family like everything that happened, Daniel Craig then
Busts
works
in.
it out
Yeah.
and like stops her from admitting to it. She's not gonna do that because the toxicology report
Was
revealed that it was fine. Like his blood was fine because he covers the labels of two of the two vials
bottles.
and she knows what one the morphine is and so it's like you gave him the right dose, he was fine.
You
It
didn't
was
kill him. Yeah.
death by suicide because Ransom set it up because he was the one that made the dogs bark that woke them up at a certain time.
Yeah.
The one that Grandma had originally seen in the window because he mixed up the bottles and labelled them and took away
That
the
was the only
antidote.
bit I didn't really work out. I thought Grandma would have more to play in it. I thought she, I know she couldn't talk and she was in her state, but I thought she would then just talk
Well,
when
just
she-
reveal all.
a little bit. Not as reveal all of it,
Yeah.
because we thought it was revealed halfway through the film.
Yeah.
But I thought she would have a bit slightly
because
bigger role.
they chased to this hospital that had been burned up because Ransom had worked out that the thing wasn't like she hadn't killed him, so she had to destroy the evidence of the blood toxicity report. But the original help, I forget what her name was, the maid who got the copy of the thing to blackmail because she thought it was Ransom. Ransom then put it through Marta's door, making her think it was her. So he would go to that, and it's like instead of her saying you did this as she was choking, she said Hugh did this because he insisted the help called him Hugh.
Yeah.
It was Ransom's plan because Ransom had been told by his grandfather that he was going to leave it all to Marta because this would be the best thing that would ever happen to him because he knows that he acknowledges that as a father and as a grandfather he should have done more to help to set his kids up on the right path instead of giving them everything off a plate. Mm-hmm. And then planned to frame it as her murdering him, but she didn't do it because it proves that she gave him the exact correct dosage. It was actually a suicide. Ransom then goes to prison. She seems to have the house, and they all sort of look up at her on the balcony as she
And then
sips coffee in her new home.
And that mug at the very beginning, it was like my house, my rules. It's her drinking it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good way to end it. Was that shot?
Yeah, and it was simple and just so well acted, and just like you didn't really know where the story was going to go,
or even who to trust. Like I say, anyone was.
Yeah, like at one point, Ransom seems like the person to trust, but then it's like I almost thought it was too obvious him being the bad one.
Exactly. So I didn't go with him. Yeah, I didn't go with him.
And then like when he comes to be nice, then that sort of drops your guard a bit, and then it's sort of like it's because he was trying to get her on side, to get her chasing those things, because he knows that she's innocent, but he has to make her look guilty by getting rid of the evidence that clears her name.
When he still said, I'm still going to get my cut, it still made me think, all right, good, he's not just breaking character because he's the goodie. Like, it made me think, all right, so he still is a bit of an arsehole.
Yeah.
When he said, I'll still get my cut.
He's doing it for his money, yeah.
Yeah. He didn't change.
Fantastic film.
Amazing.
9 out of 10 for me. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Loved it.
At least a 9. Like, it was just unique. From this year especially.
I had so much fun with this, and, it's, like you said, it's refreshing for this film to come out. Like, we haven't...
I can't really remember the last murder mystery that I really like. I mean, Murder on the Orient Express a couple of years ago, but then that's based on a freaking book that well known.
Like this was, I think, just
completely
well
original.
written, well directed, well acted. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I can't wait to pick this up when it comes out on 4K. I will be
definitely watching this for years to come.
I will definitely be, I think, trying to see it again at the cinema maybe because there's not a lot out at the moment.
I was actually going to look on the app, but I mean, what I can think of. It's actually...
Charlie's Angels, Frozen 2,
no.
21 Bridges, is that out now?
Yeah, I've already seen it. Yeah, I've already seen it.
Good?
I liked it.
You liked it? I will have to see 21 Bridges because I want to. Last Christmas I saw...
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, we did, both saw it. The twist, and I sort of like, it starts off like it's not, like the script is poor on that film.
Gentleman, that Asian guy's in it.
Yeah,
He's in
yeah.
it. Yes, I forgot his name, but he's in it.
Because you get like the script and that is sort of, and I hated the title reveal in that movie when it's the start of George Michael singing, and then it goes as he says Last Christmas, then it comes up.
Yeah,
I was like,
good God.
I was like, no, it's gonna be one of these. But then when you get to the reveal that it's literally very meta on the song
Yeah,
Last Christmas, Last Christmas I gave you my heart.
literally.
The fact that she is guided by the spirit of the man's heart because he died. And he's sort of like, he tells her, you got to live your life, you got to look up, and he makes her a better person,
Yeah.
even despite not being alive. And I thought that was very well done. It's a very good modern Christmas film, and as
Just not
one
your-
of the last Christmas films of the decade.
Yeah, it was a special way to end it.
Yeah, because we got Black Christmas and stuff like that coming out, but I feel like they're just going to be
Stupid horrors.
normal like slasher horror things.
Le Mans 66 is out.
I still haven't seen that.
I haven't. I thought that was out later on.
No, because I remember seeing the trailer. That was a secret unlimited screening because they will do ones where they don't reveal it, and that was one of them. I would have loved to have gone to that. Yeah, I need to sit. So that Le Mans meant to be
Playing with Fire. When's that out?
is an unlimited screening on the 30th.
30th. Yeah, apparently I've heard it's rubbish.
Jumanji, I look forward to that.
Unlimited screening, the 6th of December. I don't know what day of the week that is, but the 6th.
So the 6th is
Calendar,
3rd,
hang on.
4th, 5th, 6th, Friday.
Oh, see that Friday night, then that could be ideal then. Is it unlimited? Yeah, no, we could do that then. Friday night.
We've obviously got the triple bill of Star Wars coming out
on the 18th. Okay. Queen's Corgi, who gives a no.
Detective Pikachu's on Movie for Juniors. I would so go see that again.
Even for juniors, you'd still see it.
Yeah, always cheaper. Yeah, Charlie's Angels not interested. Frozen 2, I'm not sort of like that. Tangled's better.
Yeah.
There, I said it. But yeah, I've looked at 21 Bridges, maybe Blue Story, definitely Le Mans 66.
There's Secret Unlimited Screening 13 now. What on earth would that be?
I don't know what that one is.
What would that be?
What's coming out like around then?
The Tuesday, the 3rd of December at 7:45 on
What
Tuesday.
What comes out sort of around then? Because it'll be something that comes out a couple of days later.
Playing with Fire. Oh no, go away. Is that not available normally?
Beautiful Day in the Neighbourhood's got an unlimited screening.
I don't know that one. What's that one? Actually, do I? No, what's that one?
Do you think?
Tom Hanks.
When is that in December? That secret one.
Secret one, at least at Queensgate, it's on the 3rd of December, Tuesday.
So it wouldn't be 1917.
Oh,
Because that comes out 10th of Jan.
imagine if, oh god, if only, that'd be good. Secret only screening, yeah, 3rd of December. They're all 3rd of December. I don't know. What on earth would that be?
So you want something that comes out on like the 6th?
Yeah, or the 5th. Didn't we say something came out the 5th?
Comes Jumanji unlimited screens the 6th.
Yeah, so it's not that.
Classic movies: Die Hard and Die Hard 2 double bill.
Oh. I haven't seen neither of them. I mean, Gremlins is out in cinema. I haven't seen Gremlins.
Oh, Gremlins is amazing.
Yeah.
Ooh. Bright light.
I don't know. I mean, out of everything, Le Mans would be the only thing I would watch now because I thought that was out later. I didn't think it was already been out.
Definitely, but then you get the benefit of that being a bit quieter now, and hopefully still seeing it in IMAX. So we'll try and catch either Le Mans 66 or I'll try and catch 21 Bridges before next week. Neither of us will get Frozen.
No, because I mean, I haven't even watched the first one. Thank goodness. My soul is safe.
Yeah, maybe we'll go see it.
I can let it go. I can let it.
Maybe we'll go see it one day. But then you've got Star Wars and then
Jumanji.
Jumanji
is like out of all of these is the next big thing.
Jumanji's the next one. So Jumanji will
6th to
be
12th.
very soon. So
Friday.
Until then, dearest listener, we thank you for joining us with your ear holes and your eyeballs.
Thank you, the audience.
And when we ask if you're new here, then please give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe, give us a share, tell your friends.
The important one.
If you're the returning people, then we love you evermore.
Each passing day. Each passing day.
With each passing second. Send us your questions, queries and quandaries by giving us an email, nerdbubblecontact@gmail.com. We'd love to have at least one more before the end of the year.
It'd be nice.
We've had a couple, but the audience is growing. We'd like
I
a
appreciate
bit more
the random
appetite.
burst. When I always think, oh, we're not going to get anything this week, and I can say, oh, we've got 2. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
nice.
like, we'd like to have one every week, but
No.
we can have lessons. But please send us an email, nobubcontact@gmail.com. Follow us at Pasty Sheep on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those kind of things, because a lot more things will be coming, especially when you get to see our ruddy faces in the new
on
year.
our camera, on our sexy HD camera.
Which is what we're going to do. We're going to buy it as one and use it, and we're going to be...
Actually use it.
Yeah. And we'll do loads of things, and we'll bring you lots of new things in the new year. So until then, we'll see you next week, and get ready for Christmas soon.
Because it's
far
here.
away. Because this is December. It's December
Yes.
today.
My God.
This comes out. When this comes out, it's December.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Well, for some.
Isn't it weird that we've only got 3 more left in 2019?
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Our homework is going to be to watch every single film we want to.
We got it. But
We have to do it.
goodbye.
Goodbye. Farewell. Stay pasty.